Everybody remain calm. Firewood season is coming. Do you guys feel that? Because I think I feel it. I think firewood season's coming back. It won't be long now. We've had a really nice couple days, and I know it is still August and we have a lot of hot days ahead of us, but this thing's gonna get broke out real quick. So we're gonna go ahead and dust this guy off, take a good look at everything, make sure we're in okay shape to fire this thing up when the time comes, which I don't think is gonna be long because I am itching to do a little bit of firewooding. So we're just gonna clean this off real quick, not spend a lot of time on it today. Just make sure we are ready to fire this thing up when the time does come. So the Briggs & Stratton engine on this is probably ready for a tune-up. Honestly, if it fires up first couple pulls, I'm gonna be pretty surprised. But we'll take a good look at everything before we give her a pull and see what we're getting ourselves into, get some fresh gas in it, and check the oil, all that sorts of stuff, and we should be able to get this thing fired up here today. And I'll feel better knowing it does by the time that I am ready to get this into the woods and get things going. So this log splitter is a 25 ton, I think it was a diamond, black diamond from Rural King that we picked up many, many years ago when we were living in Pennsylvania. And I should just keep that on there for this. I'm used to taking this spigot off to pour it into the Hustler because it's a lot quicker. But the spout on the Hustler is much larger than the spout here on the little Briggs & Stratton that we've got on this guy. So we're just gonna get a little bit of fresh gas in there. Just pull the dipstick, take a look in that real quick and see what what's gonna happen here. If I could find the dipstick, that would be helpful. Looking like we might be low. Okay, oil looks good. I did change the oil on this, oh man, it's probably been 6 months ago. At the beginning of summer, after the winter season. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I am slightly concerned about the carburetor though. I've had trouble with it in the past. As I was saying though, we've had this log splitter for close to 8 years. It's been fantastic. I've had, like I said, a couple issues with the carburetor, but besides that, everything is original and I have not had to touch anything. I've changed the hydraulic fluid, that kind of stuff, but it's been in really good shape for me, done a lot of splitting for me, and we are ready to go ahead and give this thing a fire up. Just make sure I have the fuel on instead of off. That would be a good thing. Choke is set. If things are operational, this usually only takes 2 or 3 pulls. I'm expecting to have a little bit of trouble today though, so let's see what happens here. My goodness. I cannot believe that whatsoever. I promise this thing was absolutely cold. It hasn't been pulled in probably 5 or 6 months, not long after I changed the oil. So that is surprising, very surprising. This thing has always been very reliable. Like I said, I've had trouble with the carburetor, so that's why I was expecting after this sitting for 5-6 months that I might have to be pulling that carburetor out of there, cleaning up the jets, that kind of stuff, and getting this thing to fire back up. But we are in business for some firewooding this year. That's exciting. I don't think I even really got to explain the whole story of how we got this, because I expected to do that while I was fixing whatever may be wrong with this whenever I tried to start it up. But one pull and a start, I lost that opportunity to talk to you guys. So we bought this in Pennsylvania about 8 years ago, and at that time I was splitting everything by hand with an axe, and we decided that I was going to do a little bit more firewooding. I love to do firewood. It's, besides the sawmill, probably my second favorite outdoor activity. And so we went ahead and bought this log splitter. We split a ton of firewood when we were in Pennsylvania, and this thing zips through firewood like no other when it's fed properly. Obviously, it is not a processor. It is not a heavy 6-way wedge. It's not a huge production log splitter, but man, it sure as heck beats swinging an axe for hours in a day. And don't get me wrong, I love swinging an axe. I'll actually throw a little video up of me doing that earlier this year, about a month ago. Colton and I went down and swung the axe on some big red oaks to break them down specifically for this machine, so that as soon as it was ready and as soon as I was able to get this down there and it was back to operating like it is now, those firewood rounds were broken down to a manageable ability to get them up onto the deck here. So this doesn't have, you know, your log loading mechanisms, your hydraulics, all that kind of stuff. So you are still relying on picking the rounds up and to get them here. So they need to be manageable sized pieces, but this is an extraordinary time saver, back saver, all that kind of stuff. And like I said, I still love to swing an axe from time to time, so I don't mind doing that, but but when I have an opportunity to run this and get through firewood really quickly, you bet I'm gonna choose it. So we've been running this for about 8 years. We've cut firewood for many years on this property, and we have much more to do as the weather starts cooling down, because I think firewood season is gonna be upon us very soon. Obviously, we've had so much humidity and stuff recently that even if you wanted to go split some firewood, it really just didn't make sense. So we have that coming up very soon, and get this guy down there back on the trails and get some firewood split in the very near future. So looking forward to that for sure. So at the beginning of this video, I jumped on the Hustler. After all the trimming that we did on yesterday's video, I just wanted to knock things down. A lot of that tall grass that I was trimming with the stihl trimmer yesterday, I just wanted to chop that up, try to get ahead on this grass now that we have a little bit of cool weather. Hopefully the grass slows down. I cannot believe how fast the grass is growing this late in August. So at least in front of the house, down to the barn, is in pretty good shape right now. It's not clumping nearly as much as it has been in recent times. So all looking good there. But as I was riding the mower and thinking about getting this guy out, I was thinking about some of the equipment that I use the most frequent around the property. And I think there's two. This little Homelite, I don't even know if there's models on this thing. This is a Homelite leaf blower that I picked up about the same time that we picked this up, maybe before this, about 8 years ago. And man, I use this almost daily. If you watched yesterday's video, I used it on this driveway yesterday. I use it today to blow off the driveway again and to blow off the grass off the lawnmower. I use it whenever I'm running the sawmill to blow off the stacked lumber and get all that sawdust out of there so it doesn't tend to mold. I use it whenever I wash a vehicle or the tractor to get all the excess water off of the equipment. I use this probably more than 90% of the stuff that we have on this property, and I think that's saying a lot. So I don't know anything about this Homelite blower, but it starts on the 3rd or 4th pull every single time that I need to run it. And it has never given me a problem. Honestly, I have not done a single thing on maintenance for this. It is the original spark plugs. I run stihl oil in the gas mixture because that's what I use on my weed eater and my chainsaw. So it has just been a tank for me. Heck, actually, I used it yesterday too, whenever we were out brush hogging the backfield. You know, getting the seeds and stuff out of the grill so the tractor doesn't overheat. I take this back with me and I just hit it every few passes and make sure there's nothing clogging up the radiator. So this is probably the most useful tool that we have here on the Oliver Way. And I don't know what I'd do without one. So now, actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go clean up the sawmill with this real quick, because tomorrow we're gonna be filming a video for our UnCUT series where we are running the sawmill uncut. And tomorrow we have about a 14-inch pine log that we're gonna throw on the mill to continue on our customer order. And that will be an uncut episode where I put it on and I don't cut the camera until we are done with that log. So if you're interested in seeing some sawmill action, check out UnCUT. I'll put a link somewhere above me here for you guys to click on if you want to join that. Very productive evening today on the Oliver Way. We got the grass cut around the house. It is looking sharp after we trimmed yesterday. We got the log splitter out, made sure that was fired up because I think firewood season is upon us. It really shouldn't be. It's August. We probably have a solid month before firewood season is unofficially here. But we are ready. That log splitter fired right up, which blew me away. I was not expecting that at all, but very excited that I don't have to do any additional work to get that log splitter running this year. So very good news there. Got the sawmill blown off. It is ready to go for our UnCUT video tomorrow. Be looking for that tomorrow and check out that sawmill running real time and what it takes to run a sawmill. It's nothing special all the time, but it is a unique process that I don't think everybody is completely familiar with. And it is something that I am just passionate about doing. And I love that we have picked up our second sawmill for our family and our property. It's something that I enjoy greatly around here. So if you're still here, I appreciate you. This is, this is new to us. And if you're here, it means it's new to you too. And so you spending your time to watch a little bit of what we do here on the Oliver Way means a heck of a lot to me. We are proud to be able to do what we do each and every day. And so I just wanted to share that with everybody else and, encourage you guys to get out and do something as well. So if you're still here, go ahead and hit that like button and go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can catch us here again tomorrow on the Oliver Way.